Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 297 of the Blue Gardenia. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Gardenia.
Gardenia.
That's a fun word.
It is.
It's a word you don't hear often.
Nope.
Or
unless
ever.
you watch this movie.
Yeah.
And then you will hear it until you don't want to hear it anymore.
But yeah, you could totally make a drinking game out of the word gardenia.
Yep. Ah, that's what I should have done.
Oh, yeah. Man, you should have. You could do it on this episode, because I'm sure we'll say it a bunch.
Right? Yeah, I'm already out of alcohol.
Well, the listener.
Oh, the listener could, definitely.
Every time we say gardenia,
Yeah.
you take a shot.
Gardenia.
Gardenia. Okay, start in now. We don't want to get them too drunk.
Gardenia.
Gardenia. So this is by Mr. Fritz Lang,
It are.
which might be the second movie I've ever seen by him.
Okay. I've seen at least 3 others.
I know I've seen Metropolis. What else has he done?
M.
Did we watch that?
We did.
Okay. I was thinking of the John J. Muth comic.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I've seen the movie, but I guess that. Yeah.
We reviewed
Yeah,
it for the
that's
show.
right. That's right. We did.
Yep.
Yeah. Police Academy 5.
Police Academy 5. He did a lot of the Dr. Mabuse movies.
Yeah.
The Testament of Dr. Mabuse and Mabuse the Gambler.
And Dr. Mabuse goes to camp.
Yep. Dr. Mabuse, Scared Stupid.
Right. Oh, that actually sounds like something that's out there. That's hilarious. Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, Fritz Lang made his name as a German silent filmmaker using a lot of the well, I guess not really. I was going to say sort of that German expressionist kind of stuff, but that wasn't really present in any of those movies.
Even in Metropolis?
Not so much. Not as I'm thinking of the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like every piece of architecture is like crazy.
Right.
Shaped like a I don't know, some sort of rhombus triangle or
Right.
rhombus. What's a rhombus? Is that a rectangle?
It's a rectangle that's a little skewed
Misshapen.
on both sides. Yeah.
Where did I hear that? I think Neil used the word rhombus at work the other day because we had an issue of a comic that was miscut.
Uh-huh.
And it was like very miscut. Like the sides and the top were not straight.
Weird.
But we had like multiple copies like that.
Right.
It was very weird.
Maybe it was on purpose. Was it one of those 90s gimmick comics?
It was like, yeah. It was Forceworks #1. It had the fold out poster and the rhombus cover. They just went a little too much with it. It was the scratch and sniff fold out rhombus poster. No.
Yeah, so this is not in German.
No.
And this is not silent either.
No.
It's 1953?
53, yes.
And man, maybe it should have been both.
What? Silent and German?
Yes.
Oh, I'm taking it you didn't care a whole lot for it.
I did not care a lot for this movie at all. It was very boring.
Really?
Yes.
I actually quite liked it.
Really?
Yeah. Like more than I expected to.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just,
It's slow.
it's very slow, but it's less than 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And it seriously felt like we were watching it for about 2.5 hours. There's just a whole lot of nothing that really happens for a very long time.
Yeah, I feel like they spent a lot of time early on in the film doing something.
anything.
Yeah. It kind of felt like a play, like a live play or whatever.
Right.
And I guess they were trying to like make you familiar with all the characters and like love them and whatnot. But yeah, I just felt like it was like, what movie? Like 10 minutes into it, I was like, I don't even know what I'm watching here.
Oh yeah, I felt the exact same way, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I was not understanding what was supposed to be happening.
I was like, what are they establishing here?
Right.
But I really like the way it all came together. I do.
I did not.
Yeah.
Especially once I figured out that a person is getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, oh, it was that person who actually did the murder.
Yeah?
Spoiler.
You figured it out?
From the minute she was on screen.
Really?
Yep.
I'm dumb. I am so dumb. Like, I didn't see it coming at all. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it more.
Maybe.
I have this uncanny ability to turn my brain off in most situations, but especially when I'm watching movies that have a twist.
Right.
I never, ever, ever see it coming unless it's by M. Night Shyamalan. I think that's the only time I've ever seen a twist coming was when I watched one of his movies, but yeah, no, this one, yeah, I didn't see it, and I really thought, spoiler, that the character who had the Blue Gardenia lady, Norah was her name.
Yep.
I really thought that Norah did it,
yeah,
and that she just wasn't, too clear on the
details.
Yeah.
I mean, it does do a fairly good job of, presenting it that it's a definite possibility that she did it.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, like within that first 5 minutes of the movie, where we're still not sure what exactly the fuck is supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so the movie opens with a guy driving with another guy passed out in his back seat.
Yeah, as guys do.
Sure.
There's a guy passed out in my car right now.
Right.
I drove over here,
Yep.
left him in the back seat. I don't even know his name.
No, well, I mean, we even took a small trip, and that dude was just back there the whole time.
Sawing logs.
Yep.
Like he wasn't asleep. He was like literally. He's a carver.
Right. Yeah. And we went to Subway, and I was like, should I ask if he wants anything? And you're just like, no.
He's busy sawing logs.
Yep.
Yeah. He's an artist.
It was a little weird to me that you would allow someone to be putting that much sawdust in your brand new car.
Right. Well, I was trying to break it in because I've always had a used car, and it just feels weird.
Yeah.
So
just want to get that little extra layer of filth.
Yeah.
So a dude shows up at a building and walks around and talks to some people. And honestly, that is as much explanation as you get for what is happening.
Right. You're like, what?
Eventually it's revealed this is the phone company. And there is Raymond Burr just hanging out at the phone company, just hanging out and drawing ladies.
Yeah, doesn't that seem like a pretty sweet gig?
Sure. I don't think that was his gig, though.
He just was an oddball.
I am not sure what he was doing there, but apparently he had an office.
Yeah, that was weird. Maybe the phone company shares an office with a newspaper or something.
It's never explained. It is
because the other guy that was wandering around was works for the newspaper.
Right, but he lived in a separate building.
Right. And this is one of those old style phone services where it's like ladies with headsets constantly moving switches from one peg to the other.
Yep. I imagine that they still do that.
Do you think? You think that's how it works?
Except that they now do it with texts.
Oh. Yeah, every time someone sends a text,
they
have to retype it.
Yep, letter by letter. Just as quickly as humanly possible.
Are they actually in a building downtown, or are they in a satellite that's orbiting the Earth?
No, just a building downtown.
Okay.
Where random dudes will just hang out and draw them.
I want to do that.
I'm sure you could.
I've got sketch paper and pens. I'm Raymond Burr,
right? I mean, you were in that popular TV series Perry Mason
for
a very long time.
I was. Did you like my beard?
I did.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Raymond Burr. He was great in this.
He's alright, yeah.
I like him.
I mean, he's pretty much the only character that, I liked out of the entire thing.
Really?
Yeah.
And the guy that gets murdered.
Yeah, the guy that gets murdered and tries to rape a woman.
Yeah. Tries to get her drunk and then rape her.
Well, sure, yeah.
You can't just rape a lady in film.
To be fair to him, he didn't try to rape her after she got drunk. He was going to leave her alone.
Right.
And then,
She started making out with him.
She started making out with him. Yeah, she was asking for it.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. It always goes there.
No, of course not.
No, she was not asking for it. Yeah. So yeah, he's had a few drinks too.
Sure.
So he's not just like some monster that's preying on, kids at the playground. He's,
right.
They're drunk together and they're having fun, and then she realizes she's a little too drunk and she just wants to pass out. Mm-hmm. But he's like, well, we're already here.
Right. You've already made out with me.
We're listening to Nat King Cole.
Right. You did ask for this.
Oh, jeez.
She had it coming.
Oh, did you see the way she was dressed? Yeah. Go ahead and say it.
She just said it for me.
She had a black dress on. We all know what that means.
No. Yeah. So, yeah.
That was Ann Baxter? That's the lady, I guess?
Something like that?
Because there's two Anns. There's Ann Southern and Ann Baxter.
Yeah, Ann Baxter. I'm guessing.
She's top billing.
Top billing, yeah.
Yeah.
To further complicate the whole don't know what in the hell is happening, there's like a good 55 minutes where she is like hanging out at her house with her roommates, and she's gonna celebrate her birthday by herself.
Right.
And then she reads a letter from her boyfriend, who happens to be in Korea fighting in the war, and it's a breakup letter.
Yep.
And he has fallen in love with a nurse who took out some commie shrapnel from his butt.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once the lady goes digging around in there,
sure,
it's
love.
Yeah. It opens up a door that can't be closed.
And you know what? That street goes both ways.
Yeah.
If you're with your lady and you are just digging around in her butt,
as we do,
as you do, it's you know it's love.
They always say, the quickest way to a woman's heart is through the back door.
Yep.
I think I read that on a Hallmark card once.
Yeah.
Or a Beanie Baby. I'm not sure. It was better worded. It rhymed. But now I can't remember. So yeah, and then there's a murder.
Well, she receives a phone call from Perry Mason, and he is actually trying to contact her roommates. But seeing as she just got this breakup letter, she decides to just go hang out with him and see what happens.
Oh, tangent. That's how I came to be, because my mom.
She was asking.
No, my mom. My mom and one of her friends were out cruising one night, looking for dudes.
Sure.
And they went to the
Hasty. Your mom doing that,
right? She's full of Singapore slings at this point. She's at the Hasty Tasty on Kiwi, and her and her friends see my dad. He works third shift, and they pull up next to him, and they start talking to him, and they both give him their numbers. Like, yeah, we should hang out sometime. And he actually,
your dad go.
I know, right?
2 numbers.
2 numbers. And he's in a work uniform. It's not like he's like dressed in his to the nines or. And he calls the other lady first. But they're. Oh no, that's what it was. They are roommates. Yeah, they are roommates. So there's one number. He calls, and she's like, she's not here right now. But if you want to go out sometime, I can meet up with you. And then there you go. It's just like the Blue Gardenia.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then your mom murdered your
She
dad.
murdered him.
But luckily, she was already pregnant with
Right, yeah.
you and your brother at the same time,
Yeah.
even though he's like 5 years older.
Right. Yeah, it's a complicated family tree, but so yeah, very similar situation. So yeah, Norah, ends up going out with Raymond Burr.
And she drinks a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are they called? Pineapple.
I can't remember the name. I've been trying to think of it here for the last 5 minutes.
Right.
During your entire stupid mom and dad story.
Yeah, but she drinks like a half dozen of these things.
Right.
And they're full of rum.
Yep.
He even expressly said to the bartender, "Don't what do you say? Don't be stingy with the rum." Or
Right, yeah. Pompeii Pearl Divers or something
yeah,
like
that sounds right.
Right, I don't know.
Sounds like a sex move.
I believe pearl diving is something entirely...
It's dirty.
Dirty,
Yeah. In the 50s, it might have meant something else.
Right,
It was a drink you could get high on.
right.
Because at one point, Norah asks if she can get high on these drinks.
Right,
Like, you're clearly not a drinker.
right. But the answer is yes.
She got really high.
She got super baked.
Yeah. Those drinks totally blew her mind.
Yep. So she goes back to his apartment, and then he makes an attempt to rape her, and she fights back. And when she wakes up in the morning, he is dead.
Yep.
And pretty much all the evidence points to her killing him.
Yep. And then that's where the mystery starts to unfold there.
Pretty much, except there is no real mystery.
I really thought it was her.
Well, even if it was or wasn't her, there's still no mystery. Because everything points to just being her. There's no... At no point is there ever any suggestion or hint that it might be someone else that did this. It is just pretty much all her.
Except for all the attention seekers who call in and say that it was them.
Well, right, yeah, but that's just...
But no one believes.
Right. Yeah.
Mayo knows better.
Mayo does know better. That's right. Our hero of the movie is Casey Mayo.
Yeah. Which is so ridiculous.
Yep. So, come on. Let's hear some Mayo puns.
Oh, well, I already got rid of my best one.
That's true.
I couldn't save it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's a great name. It's like a parody of a detective story character. Casey Mayo.
But he's a reporter. Working for the L.A. something or other Bugle.
Yeah. The L.A. Bugle. Yeah.
Where apparently he's allowed to have full front page headlines.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah. The entire fold out page is just his headline that he's looking for this person.
The Blue Gardenia murderess.
Yeah, that was a little far fetched.
So basically the rest of the movie is just Norah basically going slowly insane because she thinks that she killed this guy, and the police are pretty much just, closing in on her.
Yeah.
Even though they really aren't.
No. They have no clue.
The police investigation headed by Superman.
Yeah. Yep. George Reeves.
George Reeves, the 50s Adventures of Superman actor. Who does just George Reeves and about.
I don't know why he didn't just turn into Superman and look through walls and stuff and use his heat brain and
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
He didn't fly anywhere.
No.
But he did wear the same gigantic hat that he always did as Clark Kent.
Well, yeah.
And honestly, I think a mustache is a much better disguise than glasses.
Yeah, I know. Because, he wasn't wearing glasses, and he still didn't look like Superman.
Right?
Yeah, because he had that mustache, yeah. Yeah. That's something to think about.
I bet Clark Kent wanted to. He could grow facial hair super fast.
Right? Oh, yeah, and then he could just laser it off and then grow it right back.
And then no one would ever suspect that Clark Kent is Superman. So
right.
Clark Kent is just a bearded fuck.
Did you think Casey Mayo looked a little like Bela Lugosi?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I kept thinking that out of the corner of my eye that I was watching Bela Lugosi.
He was a little too thin and too classically handsome, I think. I mean, as soon as he appeared on screen, I thought he was John Hamm, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, he did sort of have a John Hamm meets Bela Lugosi kind of.
So yeah, and so then there's like a 55 minutes of people prank calling Casey Mayo.
Some of that was kind of funny.
Some of it was, not all of it. And then Norah calls to confess, but things just keep happening that prevent her from actually doing it. And then she gets arrested for the murder.
Mm-hmm.
And then for no reason whatsoever, Casey Mayo decides that maybe he was wrong, and that somebody else murdered Harry Prebble.
It's because he fell in love with her.
Oh yeah, but
and the heart cannot lie.
Sure, no, it's all bullshit. It comes out of nowhere. Because again, nowhere at any point are there any hints or teases that she may not be the murderer. Right. It is pretty much just all she is the murderer.
Yeah. But there's no concrete proof.
There's no concrete proof, but there's also like in a story like this, there should at least be, doubt. And there never is reasonable doubt that she did not kill him. Mm-hmm. Other than, she's a good, sweet-natured girl.
Yeah, she's too nice for that.
But like I said, as soon as the crazy lady calls Perry Mason, within the first 5 minutes back when we didn't know anything what was happening, I was like, oh, okay, whatever happened, she's the one that did it.
Oh, man.
Because she's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
and obviously has some sort of conflict with Perry Mason.
See, I honestly thought that what they were building up was that he just doesn't care. Because to me, she was like the woman being spurned.
Right.
And I thought it was just building up his debaucherous character as far as, he loves them, and then when they get too attached, he just drops them for the next hot blonde at the phone company.
Right.
I
mean, it was partially that, yes. Mm-hmm. But it was also, she was the woman spurned, so whatever horrible thing is about to befall him, she's the one that did it.
Right. Yeah, I just didn't see it coming. But, it's not quite as, stylish as...
It is not.
Yeah.
Nope, not a bit.
But I enjoyed it. I thought it was, good, solid, just, I don't know, just it just felt like a nice old movie, a nice film. Not like that shit you kids watch today with all the debauchery.
Sure. It was just too boring and slow and predictable.
Mm-hmm.
And again, also not stylish, which is, something that I do kind of expect from a Fritz Lang movie.
Right. I mean, it did open up with a lot of architecture. It showed a lot of the city, the bridges and, buildings and whatnot. But, yeah, I don't know. Just, it didn't have what I would have thought. I mean, like I said, I've only seen a couple of those movies. But, yeah, I would have thought it would have been a little more stylish.
It is not.
But that reminds me, Nat King Cole was in the movie.
Yes.
And it just got me thinking, do you think somewhere in heaven, Elvis Presley, Jack Kirby, and Nat Cole are knife fighting for the title of king?
Maybe, but it may just be down to Jack Kirby and Nat King Cole.
Right?
Because Elvis Presley is burning in hell.
If any of those guys are winning an eye fight, I got to go with Kirby.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've read his, some of his autobiographical stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where he was
street thug.
a little ass kicker.
Yeah. He was a tough.
Mm-hmm.
Ne'er-do-well.
Was it a story that I've heard about, when Captain America was published, like some Nazis showed up at like the offices of like Timely Comics, and they wanted to speak to the Jew that
Wow.
created Captain America, and like he rolled up his shirt sleeves and was about to head down there, and then like the Nazis ran away.
Yeah. That's awesome. Go Jack Kirby.
Fuck yeah, Jack Kirby.
Oh, he's awesome. There's a nice slip-cased hardcover coming out in June of Jack Kirby art and things, so it looks pretty cool.
I've heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing that lawsuit got settled.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Which one?
The one where his family was suing Marvel and Disney because they claimed he did, but
They're
claimed
claiming
ownership of all his characters, basically.
No.
And so now that there's a nice settlement there, Marvel will go ahead and publish a whole bunch of Jack Kirby stuff.
Sweet. Yeah. As it should.
As it should indeed. And the Kirby family gets a good chunk of money.
That's good.
Yeah.
Deservedly so.
Oh, indeed. Have you heard about the Stan Lee biographical comic that's coming out?
No.
Written by Peter David and drawn by Colleen Doran.
Oh, wow, really?
Yep.
Is it a favorable account of his life?
Stan Lee, I believe, is heavily involved, so my guess is yes.
Wow. Colleen Doran? Really?
Yep.
Wow. Man. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, anyway, the Blue Gardenia. I didn't enjoy it, you did.
Yeah. It kind of makes me... It says on the back of this DVD that this is the first of his newspaper noir trio,
Right.
which includes While the City Sleeps and Beyond a Reasonable Doubt.
Yeah.
Makes me kind of want to watch those other ones.
Well, you can watch those on your own without me.
Right?
Because this did not make me interested in any further newspaper noir adventures.
Oh.
But I will probably check out some of his more older and German stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch more Mabuse movies. Because that one was just weird
Dr.
and
Mabuse.
crazy.
Did we watch one of those together?
We did not. No.
Okay.
Yeah. I watched The Testaments on... maybe I rented the DVD. Yeah, I rented the actual physical disc. And I watched that a couple years ago. And yeah, it's just crazy and weird.
Yeah.
Crazy and weird.
Right.
I think the Dr. Mabuse, the Gambler, is on Netflix.
Starring Kenny Rogers.
Starring Kenny Rogers as the Gambler.
Are those from like the 40s?
30s and 40s.
30s, yeah. Wow.
Definitely silent era. At least the one I watched was silent era.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. It was weird and not very exciting to watch.
I like it. There's something about older films. I just love just those scenes where they're doing things that are so outdated,
Right.
but that it was modern at the time. Like
being super sexist.
I love that. No, that's perennial. It still happens. But, like the switchboard thing and like just the evening newspapers and just all that stuff. I don't know. It's kind of
radio.
Yeah.
Just chain smoking your way through the day.
There's so much smoking in this movie. There's a lot.
Just like during the initial police investigation, they're just smoking cigarettes in the crime scene and just tossing trash on the ground.
I think at one point Mayo actually throws an ashtray full of cigarette butts onto Norah.
Yeah.
It's just like oh well, there's an ashtray full of cigarette butts. That happens all the time.
Yeah.
But there's something, I don't know.
You know, and
Something nice.
back in the day, you weren't allowed to run your incinerator at night.
Right? Oh, that was a great scene. Yeah, she's like burning the dress she wore during the murder.
Right.
And, yeah, the cop just like pulls up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because she's in, you know, it's like midnight and she's burning the dress in her backyard in the incinerator. And he's like, well, it's too late to stop you now, but next time don't do it. And that was great. I love that. Well, I'm sorry.
And then, of course, Raymond Burr, Perry Mason, Harry Prebble, is the world's worst artist.
You didn't like his art?
Oh, his art was fine. But, you know, he's constantly pointing out this painting that he has to finish tonight.
Yeah.
Or he's not going to get paid the whole lot of money that someone commissioned him to.
Right.
And he was just like, fuck it, I'm not going to do it.
See? He is...
That's
a true artist.
Reliable.
That's a true artist. He would rather get drunk and have sex than finish his artwork.
Well, sure.
And maybe it's the whole thing is a parable on you know, the downfall of the artist, you know? Like we all let women and drink get in our way. Instead of being, because it says something on the back of the DVD about it being a comment on like McCarthyism and like
They're okay.
And you know, like paranoia and like it's and like the media being bloodthirsty and witch hunting, and they all get caught up in, you know, everybody's reading the paper looking for the murder. And,
right.
But maybe it really is just about artists being too drunk and horny.
It could be. But yeah, I mean, his art was fine.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah.
Whoever.
Did you notice that all the ladies had phones? Like they were all half nude and they were all answering a phone.
I did not.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Remember, your fetish is weird.
No, right? It's like rotary fetish or something.
But yeah, like he's got to finish this painting tonight, and it's not even like a third done. It's like, you are not going to finish that in one night. What is taking you so long, Raymond Burr?
Well, I feel like he's one of those work into the wee hours kind of guys,
right.
Because in the flashback he's like, "You got to get out of here. I need to finish this painting." I mean, you're like, "This is all your fault, obviously." He's a bitter, delusional artist.
So yeah, Blue Gardenia.
Mm-hmm.
I give it a whiff. You give it a yay.
Yeah, I do give it a way. Oh yay.
Oh yay.
Oh yay.
Gardenia.
Blue Gardenia.
Gardenia.
Are you guys drunk yet? Well, should we take a break? Yeah, let's do that.
All right. We'll be back in a second.
Remember.
Oh, I do want to say this real quick. Ann Baxter plays drunk exceptionally well.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
She reminded me of one of my ex-girlfriends.
I'm falling into rain.
Gardenia.
Gardenia.
Yeah. So howdy.
Howdy.
We're back here.
We are back here again.
Seems like we're starting to build up a momentum again.
Yes.
We're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's only been a couple days since our last episode,
Yeah.
so I don't really have a whole lot to talk about.
Nothing too crazy is going on.
Yeah.
Did you know a tornado touched down when we were in Xenia? How ironic is this? Xenia is like the tornado capital of the planet Earth.
Right.
And we went there Sunday night.
Gardenia?
Ooh. While we were there, a tornado touched down in this very town.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
On Glenmina Drive?
Yeah.
Yep.
Over kind of close to Meyer over there, right?
Is it? Okay.
I think so.
My lady friend who works for the police in Gardenia actually told me that the tornado happened because they get all the weather reports from the surrounding areas because they got to send out emergency crews or whatever. They got to be on top of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, she told me that it was on Glenmina Drive, and I was like I know that I have seen that street now, just driving around, but I couldn't figure out where exactly it was.
I think it's over there near, sort of near Meyer off Woodman or something.
Right. But yeah, for like 60 seconds, we had a tornado here in Kettering.
And apparently it was pretty wimpy. Mm-hmm. Like it was like a 0 on the scale of 0 to 5.
Right.
But I mean, I guess 0 is still a tornado.
Right, yeah.
but it like basically just knocked a couple trees down. Which is good. Yeah. It's a good thing it wasn't a crazy, scary tornado.
Right. Well, it's a good thing we were not near it.
I know, right? We could have been there.
We could have been. And I think even on the way to the restaurant, you were just like, it looks like tornado.
Didn't I say that? I'd see. I've watched Twister a lot. And seriously, I even watched it like a week and a half ago. I watched it again. Can't stop watching Twister.
You should.
No, I love it. I honestly, it's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
You just want to listen to the Van Halen song?
Humans Being?
Yes.
That's the only Sammy Hagar era Van Halen song I hope I ever hear for the rest of my life.
Really?
Yeah, I don't mind some of them, but that's the only one that I like.
It is a really good song.
It is. It really is. Yeah. But yeah, so tornado. I heard the how I think we talked about this before, that they canceled S.H.I.E.L.D., the comic book, before it even came out. But it's
I've not heard that.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you mean
the Archie one?
The Archie S.H.I.E.L.D., not Agents of
No, no.
Which was okay. Right.
But it's back in previews, so so it's bringing it back. Yeah.
I think what had happened was the artist of the book, I believe, is Wilfredo Torres, and his wife recently passed away. Mm-hmm. So they may have just canceled it while he obviously had some stuff to deal with.
Yeah, right.
And so they probably put it back up for once he was able to, when he decided he was able to start drawing again. So
I'm gonna check it out. I've really enjoyed Black Hood and the Fox. I mean, there's only been one issue of the Fox, but so far I like what they're doing over there.
Yeah,
Dark Circle.
Yeah.
And Archie, I was ordering Archie #1. There's 22 different covers to Archie #1.
That's insane.
Yeah, because there's the regular Fiona Staples cover, and then there's the blank variant.
Ooh.
And then there's 20 variants.
Right.
But they have some pretty good artists, like Francavilla, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Moratat.
Really?
Yeah. J. Scott Campbell. Chip Zdarsky.
Hey.
I mean, there's some good names.
They seem to be giving that a push a bit.
Yeah.
The completely all new, relaunched, rebooted, reimagined Archie book.
Yep.
Mark Waid and Fiona Staples.
It's kind of cool.
Kinda.
And although
It's a little, I mean, I gotta say, I'm not a big Archie guy.
right.
Pretty much the only Archies I've ever read are where he crosses over with some weird other character.
Right.
Like the Punisher, Kiss,
Or
Predator, and zombies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in this day and age, Archie was like one of the few remaining comics out there with like, triple-digit issue numbering.
Yeah.
And with that going away, like we're down to like, Savage Dragon and Spawn.
Right. I think all the Valiant books are triple digits because they have like 0 before the numbers. It's like 0, 12.
That's just them being way too optimistic.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you remember though? I don't remember. I've read. I mean, you just said you haven't really read a bunch of Archie, but I did when I was a kid. I don't remember him playing guitar other than, the Archies or whatever. They did that era, but in the actual comics, was he always playing guitar?
I don't know. I just assumed the Archies were always a thing. Sugar.
Yeah, right?
Na. Honey.
Honey, yeah. Because a bunch of the variant covers.
You are my candy girl.
I am your candy girl.
A bunch of the variants.
Yeah, a bunch of them have him playing guitar in the cover, and I was like, are they going to go more in the he's a rock and roller
Maybe,
thing?
could be. That's one quick surefire way to make a teen seem cool.
Yeah, give him a guitar.
Give him a guitar, put him in a band.
That's what happened. That's how I got cool.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It is, strangely enough, not how I got cool.
Right? How did you get cool?
I did not.
Oh, that's okay.
And everybody saw it through my guitar ploy.
See. I pulled it off all right.
Yeah, I did not.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, look at the fat nerd playing a guitar. He thinks he's trying to be cool.
Aww.
Look at him in his ska band.
Aww. Aww. Well, I think that's awesome. I wish I was in a ska band with you.
I wish I was in a ska band with anyone.
Yeah. Kathleen plays the bassoon.
Oh, yeah? That's
pretty ska, right?
right.
It's a wind instrument.
Sure.
Isn't it a wind instrument?
It's a wind instrument, yes.
Okay. Or do they use brass? They're more brass
They're
instruments.
more of the brass, but, I mean, when you're starting out, you can't be too
Right,
picky.
yeah.
I mean, where are we going to find a trumpet and a trombone player?
Not around here.
Nope.
No.
Not unless we go raid high schools.
Yeah.
And those dudes don't want to be in ska bands.
No. No, they
They're
don't.
like, what the fuck is ska?
Yeah. I had to tell somebody what ska was this week, actually. Because I'm wearing my Voodoo Glow Skulls hoodie right now.
Right, yeah.
And I was wearing it earlier this week, and somebody was like, what the hell is that? And I was like, oh, it was a band from the 90s. They're like, what kind of band? A metal band? I was like, no, they were kind of like a punk band, kind of ska.
Ska punk.
Yeah. I mean, because, they're kind of ska.
Ska core.
Yeah, right.
Like,
they're like, what's ska?
Like Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Yeah. Operation Ivy. That's
Yeah.
my favorite ska band.
Except I don't really consider them a ska band.
They got some ska
A
elements.
little bit of ska. I consider them a ska band as much as I consider No Doubt a ska band.
Well, yeah, no, that's a ska band. No, I never really got too into ska.
I was fully on board.
Yeah?
Fully on board.
Right?
Yep.
Did you ever listen to Choking Victim?
No, I did not.
I liked them a lot,
Yeah,
too.
I did listen to Skink and Pickle.
Oh, Skank and Pickle.
Yeah, Mephistopheles.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
I had a friend that was in a band called Skaba the Hut.
Oh,
Yeah.
my band was Luke Skywalker.
Oh, wow. Wow. You guys should have totally toured together. What was it about ska bands where they all had to have? It's like the porno of underground music.
I don't know. You tell me, Mr. Pun.
Right. Well, I think every band should have a ska, like a pun name.
Pun element.
Yeah. Like Elton John should have to like sit on a toilet on every album cover. Everybody should have a pun with their. But it seems like everyone thinks so when it comes to ska.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is weird. I was just swept up in the moment.
Right?
Yeah.
It could happen.
It was 1997, 98, I was just hanging out with a bad crowd.
Right? You were hopped up on wine coolers that made you high.
Yep. The Andro brothers were, warping my perceptions.
Right? Oh, man. Yeah. So I did go to, record store day. It was last Saturday.
Yeah.
I had to work all day, but Sunday morning I popped in a record store. Mm-hmm. And I think I told you this.
You did, I believe, on the show.
Oh, was it on the show?
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was really excited because there was a cassette tape.
Right.
It was an NWA cassette tape.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, somebody put out a cassette tape.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
You know who else who did that? The Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
Really? It's on cassette?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
I think a limited edition.
Yeah. I'm sure this one was too, because it's more of a collectible thing at this point. Yeah. Oh, I did watch the first 3 episodes of Daredevil this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you think?
I thought it was very well done.
Yeah. Not you.
Not really for me, maybe. It was just so dark.
Yeah.
It was very well done though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, this is crap. It's just like, it's a really well done thing that I'm not that into.
I didn't think you would be.
Yeah.
I really did not think you would be.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. But
like the hallway fight in episode 2?
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty impressive. I watched it with listener Jeremy Anderson. And he invited me over. Him and his wife Jess, we watched it with their dogs.
Nice.
So it was fun. Yeah. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I watched them, but I just don't think I'll keep up with it.
I watched an episode on Monday night and promptly fell asleep afterwards. But the lady has the weekend off unless she gets called in.
Oh, cool.
Because she's on pager all weekend.
But
if she does not, then hopefully tomorrow, Friday night, we'll be able to watch the last 2 episodes.
Oh, cool. The one where, I'm just kidding. I haven't heard yet.
Yeah. I'm going to say the one where he gets his costume finally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard, most of the episodes he's like in the black suit, whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's impressively, like faithful to the old school Daredevil. I mean, it's darker than I would have thought, but pretty much anymore, anything darker than Antiques Roadshow is too much for me. So,
this was pretty dark, though, the Blue Gardenia.
Yeah, but it wasn't gratuitous.
Right.
And, I think that's what, if that movie was done today where, you see the scene leading up to Raymond Burr's murder,
right?
But they don't show it on camera, then you're like, oh, well, that's obviously, obviously she didn't do it because they didn't show it. But in these older movies, oftentimes, they left a lot more to your imagination.
Yeah.
So I think that lent a little more credence to the idea that it was her for me, because they just weren't that gratuitous back then.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah.
So, you didn't like Daredevil?
I thought it was alright. It was good. I'm just not excited about it.
Well, that's too bad, because I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Super looking forward to finishing it up at some point here, because it has been far too long. We should have fucking down that thing in 2 days.
Right.
And it has taken us 2.5 weeks here. Yeah, I haven't really done much of anything. I haven't really watched anything. Monday night, I got stuck with my dad, so we watched, he watched Gotham.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it since the 4th episode. Still sucks.
Yeah.
Still just a terrible piece of shit.
I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it. I haven't seen it, but...
I guess there was someone who works with my girlfriend who was just going on and on about how awesome Gotham is, and it's every true Batman fan will absolutely love it. And my girlfriend was like, well, my boyfriend loves Batman. I mean, just seriously loves Batman.
Yeah.
Thinks the show is awful.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, what?
Yeah. How is that possible?
Right. I watched an episode of CSI Cyber with my mom. And as much as I hated Gotham, I have to say that maybe CSI Cyber might be the worst program on television ever.
Really?
It's fucking awful. And it is pretty much the entire thing is just, hey, old people, the internet is scary.
So that's what the cyber... It's not like a town called Cyber.
No, it is cyber crime.
Okay.
And, like, even in the middle of the show, I was like, this is why I don't get online.
Yeah, right.
Because it's just reinforcing to old people that the internet is going to hurt you.
It does hurt me, and it is scary.
I mean, it's not great.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of terrible crap on the internet.
Right.
But
it's not scary, it's more just sickening.
Right.
Yeah.
And the show stars James Vanderbeek, who, was just James Vanderbeeking around. And Patricia Arquette, who just won an Academy Award, and it must be because the Academy has never seen an episode of CSI Cyber.
She's a fine actress.
She can be.
Mm-hmm. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah. 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3. Yeah. And 4, maybe?
Just 3, I think.
Was it just 3?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought she was in 2 of them.
I think she's just in 3.
Yeah, okay.
True Romance.
Oh, she was great in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Alabama Whirly.
Yep. Yeah. But she is absolutely terrible in CSI Cyber. And Peter McNichol, also terrible in CSI Cyber.
Don't know him.
He was Vigo's lackey in Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He plays X the Terminator on Harvey Birdman. Attorney.
Wow. Wow. So he's got some good credits.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been trying to catch up on Justified some more.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I should probably pick a comic book.
Yeah, I like reading comics.
Me too.
In fact, I like it more than movies.
I do not.
Yeah.
But I do like the comic and books.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this one I need to read it first.
Oh.
So I cannot give it to you tonight.
Maybe I own it.
You do not.
Yeah. How do you know? You've never been to my house.
Guarantee I have.
Oh, that's right. You're the
But
guy.
I do guarantee that you do not own this.
Okay.
But I will give it to you as soon as I possibly can. We are going to read The Thrilling Adventure Hour.
Oh, okay. Sweet. Is that done already?
It is a thing that existed before the thing that is currently
Okay. I'm saying Beyond Belief.
Yeah,
Right. That's
Beyond
different.
Belief just came out this past week, which is so I'll just give quick background here. Thrilling Adventure Hour is a live performance that takes place in Los Angeles. It is also a podcast. It is basically done in the style of old-timey radio. They have different programs that they present on the show, such as Sparks, Nevada, Marshall on Mars, Beyond Belief, and then rotating side shows like, I believe, cannot think of any of them except for Captain Laserbeam.
Well, that's cool. Sounds exciting.
But a couple years ago, they did a Kickstarter to put out a graphic novel. And it is basically just a collection of stories based on, their podcast. But now currently they have 2 different two miniseries coming out from Image, based on just Sparks, Nevada and Beyond Belief.
Sweet, yeah.
So but we are going to read the graphic novel, the Kickstarter graphic novel.
Awesome. You kickstarted it?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Thrilling Adventure Hour.
The Thrilling Adventure Hour graphic novel.
Sweet.
All right then.
Well, let's go get some sleep.
Yes, indeed. I'm tuckered out.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Alrighty. Good night, everybody.
See you.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information, links to our Facebook and Twitter pages, and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.